As a content creator, you're used to being in control, having everything set to your needs and everyone being there for you. But what if we took that and multiplied it by 100 and asked them to be civilized? Well, I invited 100 streamers onto a Minecraft island and told them it was up to them to create a functional civilization and to survive for an entire week to earn the chance to escape. But unlike regular Minecraft, if you die, you stay dead for good, along with some other difficult events to overcome, as well as dealing with each other in order to reach the final day and escape the island. In an ultimate social experiment, we did just that. Introducing the 100 Creators Experiment. On day 1, the creators started off their journey at the site of a plane crash, where moments before they were promised a very safe flight to a tropical island. This is your captain speaking. We're experiencing a little bit of turbulence at the moment, so please everybody get to your seats, fasten your seatbelts. We're gonna have a little bit of a bumpy ride. So please don't mind the turbulence. It is just, you know, the wind in the air. Okay, now everyone run around like we're crashing, because that's what's happening. Despite the plane ending in a fiery demise, it seemed like everybody had survived the crash landing. The players began their adventure and started to explore the island they would call home for the next couple of days, now inhabited by 100 content creators.
I naturally take fall damage. Oh, Jesus!
Make that 99 content creators. Here's everything that the players knew. They had crash landed onto an island. There were 100 of them, and they only had 1 life each. They quickly realized that their only hope at staying alive was by being civil with each other and working together. The crash site was in the middle of a divot created by mountains surrounding it, and players were eager to explore beyond it, with some setting up within the divot and others immediately going outside of it to try to find more resources.
So we are the island boys, because we're on an island.
One of the players inside the divot decided to open up an early business within a dirt skyscraper. They called it
the Dirt Empire. It's underappreciated now, but once creepers start attacking and people start invading, they're going to want to have an easy to access building material.
Upon exiting the divot, some players noticed a giant tower looming over where they had originally crashed. Nobody dared to approach it in fear of it meaning something that could end their journey. Foreshadowing to later, but that assumption would turn out to be correct, just not in the way they were originally expecting. The players began to explore the island and search for resources, but as content creators would, some individuals were also already searching for a sense of control. A player by the name of Walrus Zero gathered a few people into a private call and pitched the idea to hold all wood on the server captive, therefore holding an early sense of power. Walrus wanted to gather all the wood on the server and burn down any trees being grown by other groups or players. They called their alliance Wood Are Us and began to create the server's first taste of anarchy.
It started off with him just selling wood, and then we were like, you know what? Everyone needs wood, so why not control?
Instructed by Walrus, a player named Moki Live began circling the map with a flint and steel, attempting to burn down every forest in the area. This didn't sit well with a lot of the players on the server, and when asked why, Moki told them he was just following Walrus's orders. This information made Walrus an early name on the server, but not for a good reason.
So it turns out I found the one who started the whole tree monopoly business. Didn't I, Walrus?
You found the head of the operation. You found the head of the operation.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to kindly ask you to f***ing stop.
Walrus now had a big target from other players, and multiple rallies began to hunt him down. This information spreading quickly forced Walrus into going into hiding, as many players on the server wanted to find him and kill him. Walrus, along with the help of a few close allies, created an underground bunker to hide from the other players. The leadership of the alliance was also transferred to a player named Fabrics, who immediately went to work trying to smooth things over with some of the other angry players.
We've now elected me as the new leader because I kind of get along with most people, so we're now going to make Sapling City this great place instead of evil capitalism.
On the other side of the island, more groups of players were starting to form together.
Our leader is the goat boat, my son.
We're staying out of conflict if it does not directly involve us.
We are the Dirt Tower Group.
This is basically just where we are right now, so that's pretty much it.
We are the Piss Gang.
The original idea was to have these creators unite and create one civilization that would include laws, leaders, economy, and whatever else they could come up with to then study its flaws and see what worked well and what didn't. But in this experiment, things had definitely not gone to plan. The server was split from the very beginning, and there was no stopping it from crumbling. With the social chaos of day 1 now in the books, tensions were at an all-time high. Every player was now feeling very uneasy about if groups they've aligned themselves with were really people they could trust, as that would be crucial for their survival. With safety and trust on everyone's mind, groups were starting to form. A small group called the Bong Guardians was created, as well as an alliance between 3 of the larger groups on the server: the Castaways, Piss Gang, and the Island Boys.
It's because we're on an island.
These 3 nations declared a North-Side alliance, which promised to protect and help each other in case of any wars or unexpected server events. They also decided to build a massive wall to section off the northern side of the map, keeping trusted individuals in and everybody else out. This wall and alliance would turn out to be a wonderful idea for the groups, as they were more prepared than others for what was about to happen next. For the first time ever since the server's beginning, it turned to night.
No! It's night?
Lightning struck the tower, signifying our first server event was about to begin.
Whoa!
A very contagious virus had been let out across the entire server, giving each player a permanent poison effect. This realization instilled instant chaos among the players.
I still need a bucket of milk. I'm in this
I also need a bucket of milk because Batman took both of them!
The poison effect in Minecraft brings players down to half a heart, not allowing them to regenerate. And players who were not careful with their every move were quickly dying off. The players quickly realized that the only way to remove this poison effect was by finding a cow, as in Minecraft, the only way to remove a potion effect is through drinking milk. Some players were lucky enough to already have farms with cows included in their bases, but others were stuck in areas with no escape. The larger groups, such as the Northside Alliance, kept their promise to help each other in case of emergency, quickly curing themselves of the virus.
I'm here. Who needs it? Who needs it? I'm throwing milk.
However, on the other hand, this left many of the smaller nations empty-handed, leaving them to inevitably fall and to die. On day 3, a lot of the smaller nations had been abandoned or destroyed. The players had learned that there was much more power in numbers, and any outsiders before the Blood Moon had now tried to join an existing nation. The largest nation, being the Northside Alliance, consisting of 3 separate nations, were very different in the way they ran things, but all shared similar values. At the Piss Gang, each member was elected as a specific role with certain duties. One member of the Piss Gang, named Kiro Dachuro, had been chosen as the negotiator for their nation. However, during the Northside meeting, the nation's self-elected leaders, Arrow RN and Billy Bob, took on the meeting themselves without telling Kiro, their elected negotiator.
Island boys are holding like a big meeting. We're all deciding on who should go.
This caused Kiro to feel very unappreciated, and with that caused a lot of tension among the Piss Gang nation.
So I got upset at my group because I didn't feel like my opinion was being heard. I asked that I can join Island Boys and like try it out because we're still allied groups. And when this information got relayed to my group, they went, "You're a traitor."
Kiro decided it would be best to try and leave Piss Gang and to try to join another Northside Alliance nation, where their work would be more appreciated, but where they wouldn't be leaving or betraying the alliance.
So, would you accept me?
Well, I mean, yeah.
The Island Boys decided to take Kiro in with open arms, but with that decision, to Kiro's surprise, Piss Gang were very angry with that choice, dividing the entire Piss Gang nation.
Are you with us, or are you not? Because if you're not, we're gonna have to escort you off this land.
This struck conflict among the group and led to many members feeling uneasy.
We don't accept traitors, you know the deal.
You can't just kill me because I'm still part of the allied group.
Through all of this controversy, Two ex-members of Piss Gang, Mr. Spikes and Not Social Static, had decided they had enough.
They were being annoying.
And they're just kind of rude to us, too.
Yeah, as well, so. I really want to fight this kid, and I really want to get their cows.
They had constructed a plan to overthrow the entire Piss Gang nation, and before anyone had time to react...
We're being attacked!
What the frick just happened?
The entirety of Piss Gang had been wiped out, with the exception of Kira, who had escaped during the attack and officially joined the Island Boys. Not Social Static and Mr. Spikes, however, decided that overthrowing one nation was not enough, and they wanted more power over the Northside Alliance.
We can definitely take him. There's a full diamond guy. We're gonna split armor if we kill him.
The two of them quickly struck the Castaways' base, killing many of their members and gaining full control over the resources, and it became a server-wide panic to stop them.
I can tell by their voices that they do not plan on stop invading places.
A player named Eggglitch, who is a member of the Bong Guardians, pulled everyone together on the server into a crucial meeting,
I would like to speak to all the leaders. Every single one of us are all in danger.
creating the World Peace Corporation and declaring it a necessity to eliminate these two outlaws and restore peace among the server.
Chance to
Hey,
talk.
I have a plan.
As an outcast themselves to the Northside Alliance, Eggglitch called a private meeting between themselves and the two killers.
Because if you're just by yourself, then we won't kill you.
Yeah, I'm legit just by myself.
This meeting would serve as a distraction, letting the nation's best military, led by a player named J-Steel, move in over a surrounding mountain to attempt an ambush attack on Mr. Spikes and Not Social Static.
We were with him at first, but then we had different motives. We had different, I guess you could say, ways of going about what we wanted to do here.
You want to be the last one standing.
Yes.
Stays in your
Yeah.
way. But
Yeah.
how do I know?
Uh-oh. It was a,
Okay. No, okay. No, wait.
They just killed it.
Go, let's go.
Oh my god.
I was not part of that.
All right, go.
I dropped my shield.
The second the ambush was spotted over the mountain, Eggglitch was murdered, and thus the chase was on. Every member on the server was after these two bandits, and all they could do was run. They tried their best to fight back, but the sheer power and armor of the military overpowered them immensely. It wasn't long until both of them had been assassinated by the lead military J-Steel, along with a rogue military member that tried to help the two, named Skuno. The outlaws were now dead, and peace was restored in the server, at least for now. With the assassinations of the bandits as well as many innocent players on Day 3, Day 4 became a time of peacefulness and reminiscence of the friends lost along the way. These two players even held a wedding where they let me officiate, and I think I did a really good job.
As God, I bless this.
You are now married. You may kiss the bride.
The partner.
Due to the mass killings on the third day, a meeting was arranged by the Island Boys leader Devibit at the beginning of Day 4, between all of the leaders of each nation remaining on the server. Devibit pitched the idea that they continue Eggglitch's idea and honor the worldwide Peace Corporation system, so the events of Day 3 could never occur again.
They just made that after the two went crazy and started killing everybody as like a thing where we'd all come together and fight if somebody like rose up.
The meeting went well and everybody was in agreement, but just as things were starting to get back to normal, it once again turned to night. Terrified, these players began hiding in their bases, huddled together knowing that something bad was about to happen. Suddenly, fireballs started appearing all over the map, in the sky, around their farms, and even inside of their underground bases.
There's just a fireball floating up here in front of the entrance?
A large group of players dug all the way down to bedrock, away from their bases and away from any fireballs that they saw, when a message appeared on their screen. These players panicked and rushed to the surface as fast as they could, just as they were told, but little did they know they had been tricked. Rather than lava rising from the ground, a deadly meteor shower was about to rain from above, and they had very little time to react. In a similar fashion to how they originally arrived at this island, Day 4 ended in a fiery demise. This meteor shower took a large number of players with it, including people like Kiro Daturo, Devibit, and the Newlyweds. It's no secret that since the very beginning of this experiment, the players were completely out of our control, and we knew that changes had to be made in order for the final twist to have any meaning to our experiment. Every remaining player was gathered into a last-second emergency meeting. They were told that the next day would be their final day on the island, and we also told them to expect one last twist to prove who would escape this island and be the champions of the 100 Creators Experiment. Welcome everybody to the final day of the 100 Creators event. Due to only a fifth of the players being alive on the 5th day, we had to go a bit off course. When the players logged in on day 5, they were greeted with a chest containing 2 very important items. The first item was a book containing the game plan and a subtle hint to the final twist of this experiment.
The Red Skull events.
Protect this item with your life. It may cost you it.
The second item was a replica of their player head. Just like the book told them to, they had to protect that item with their life, even if it may cost exactly that. At this point on the server, after the large amount of deaths from the events of the previous day, most if not all alliances had been decimated. Regardless of having strict alliance lines since the second the group landed, the final day was something different as everyone feared for their own personal survival once again. Since nobody knew exactly what the Red Skull twist meant, players tried to stay close enough to each other in case they needed numbers, but far enough away to not be backstabbed. After an hour of anxious preparation, for the final time, it turned to night.
The end is here, Red Skull event.
Obtain another player's skull.
The players were informed that in order to complete this experiment, they would need to obtain a red skull, gathering it by killing another player, and therefore deeming themselves worthy of escaping the island. The players that were in groups quickly felt distrust, and although nations and alliances had been what ran the server since the very beginning, it didn't matter at this point. It was everyone for themselves. The members of the military decided they would stick together. Led by J-Steel, the 4 of them adopted the same mindset as the bandits they had previously been assembled to eliminate, and that was to be the only players left standing, by any means necessary. The alliance containing the nations that previously dominated the server, being the Northside Alliance, now recently forming the Worldwide Peace Corporation, had barely any players remaining. Mike McBaller was the lone island boy left, along with allies Owitz Harry and Takunaman. The 3 of them decided to stick together and turned on another alliance existing in the Worldwide Peace Corporation, each of them earning a kill. The 3 of them planned to run to the tower and escape together. The military was very avid in making sure they were all able to escape, which meant all 4 of them needed a kill. The group went straight for the powerful players on the server, and it was basically the entire server at their mercy.
J-Steel is going off, apparently.
One after another, J-Steel and the military eliminated every other player they could find ruthlessly and effectively. With that, the number of players quickly dwindled down. It was at this point that every player remaining was told they had 5 minutes to escape, or they would fail the experiment and be killed. Below the surface, 2 friends that had hidden out together since day 1, Velocity Live and Biku, feared this news, but decided they would run to the tower anyways, regardless of knowing they didn't stand a chance against the powerful players.
We'll team up on them.
Yeah, team up on them.
Mike McBaller, Owitz Harry, and Takunaman arrived at the tower, but between them and victory stood the powerful and feared members of the military. Takunaman ran at them first as a distraction and told Mike McBaller and Owitz Harry to run around the other side to escape. The 2 of them knew they had no choice but to oblige and went right past and up the tower as the military chased their friend Takunaman.
You know it's true. The shame is on you.
The 2 of them waited at the top of the tower for a moment for their friend, but it was no use. The military was too strong. Seeing that chat message, Mike McBaller and Oh It's Harry jumped into the tower. They were happy they had escaped, but at the same time had acknowledged the difficult cost they had to make to get there. The military at this point had each gotten a kill, some of the members with well over what they needed to escape, but in their relentless fashion decided to continue to camp out at the tower and wait for the remaining players to appear. And fortunately for them, it worked.
I'm gonna die. That's great.
Velocity Live and Biku had one more hill to climb before arriving at the tower, but unfortunately, just like everyone else, the military was there waiting.
Oh god, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die.
Run, Bicky, run!
They tried their best to fight against the military, but as they got low on health, Velocity Live made a bold sacrifice to allow their friend to continue on.
Run,
Kill me,
run.
kill me, kill me, kill me, kill me.
Biku ran away, now holding the power to escape with the red skull of their best friend, but with their similar fate like everyone else on the server, reality soon caught up to them. As time ticked down, the remaining players were found and eliminated. All that stood now was the 4 members of the military. One by one, they jumped into the tower, elated that they had won their self-inflicted war. And with our experiment finally coming to a close as the most powerful player jumped in, the 100 creators experiment was over. This is your captain speaking. We have successfully made it off the ground again. I apologize for the slight turbulence there. Emphasis on slight. Thank you for playing.